Hey, Boston Red here on the 25th of September 2014. Tonight we take a look at Arkansas, what was once known as a land of opportunity. I'm assuming some opportunity is still there around Bensenville. You have the giant conglomerate known as Walmart. But across many parts of the other parts of the state, opportunities, as they say, are not as prevalent as one would be. This debate was held between the gubernatorial candidate, asa-hutchinson, who had been a congressman, the head of the Drug Enforcement Administration, and also he was at the organization called as Homeland Security, which is part now of Homeland Security, Drug Enforcement, that is, Secret Service and various other departments. It's the largest department in the federal government. Was added by none other than G.W. Dummy Bush. So Dummy ran on a program of less government, and he actually created more government. He created $1 trillion deficit and counting. In this debate, you'll hear the two candidates there. The perennial candidate, Mr. Ross and Hutchinson. Ross had been a state representative and also a representative, as has Hutchinson in the past. That contest is highly spirited. It's one of those contests that is virtually tied up in the state of Arkansas. Let's go to the one of the TV stations in Little Rock, Arkansas. And incidentally, Arkansas is the home of one Wild Bill Clinton. Clinton, no doubt, is one of the people that is well liked in the state of Arkansas. Wrong paper here. Just a second. This was the Monitor in the Valley, not the paper we were looking to find here. We'll get that topic up in just 1 second. Incidentally, we will get to baseball scores. The Dodgers are leading 9-1 out in Los Angeles over the Giants. And we'll get the rest of those scores in a minute here as we do this live about 5 minutes after 1. Let me quickly look here. No, this is... one note about the Secret Service. There was a study done in the 90s that showed how an individual could, as they say, get across the proverbial moat. They have incidentally strengthened the gate there. Mr. Omar Jose Gomez, 42 years old, he was able to get across it, basically speaking there. He penetrated the compound, as they say, reinforced that. No officers were apparently close enough on the north lawn to apprehend an intruder after he ran more than 70 yards. So that was that particular situation. They have specially trained counter assault teams, surveillance teams. Recommended that was the time of the study there. Securing the White House grounds has been further complicated over the past 2 years by severe staff shortages, high turnovers in the uniform division there. So those things have caused problems. A couple of things that they noticed here that a perpetrator could overwhelm the Secret Service office in the compound with 6 to 8 attackers climbing over the fence at once. So if 6 or 8 came at once, they could penetrate the situation enough and to stop 6 or 8 people from jumping over that old fence. I'm surprised they did not do something about that, but they did have specially trained dogs to deal with that situation. Let me continue on here. We talked earlier today about the situation in St. Louis, Missouri. One of the memorials to the murder victim, Mr. Brown, was destroyed, and it caused a lot of commotion there in the city of Ferguson, Missouri. Demonstrators were demonstrating there on Tuesday night. I was just looking to see if we have anything new here. We don't at this particular time. But the Department of Justice held a second meeting regarding their investigation into the Ferguson Police Department. There were more than 500 people. Now, this is dateline the 24th. Here, there were in the room. The meeting started about 20 minutes late because of the large crowd gathered there. The Department of Justice had 12 representatives there to discuss the investigation of the St. Louis County Police and the St. Louis County Juvenile Court System dealing with inequalities and the collaboration going on there. So they are continuing to have these meetings, which is a good thing as state of Arkansas. We'll check one more place here, but first we'll go to the all-important sports scores, and we'll get that up to date, and then we'll move around here, and we'll take you to the debate, an edited version of the debate. It's important because of how these candidates line up in Arkansas is apparently a pattern across the realm of what is going on. Incidentally, Mr. Kershaw is pitching, and no doubt he will win the game. It's the top of the ninth going on here now. He will be a 20-game winner or maybe a 21-game winner. We'll check back at that. Some finals. The Orioles were at the Yankees. Orioles 9, Yankees 5. The Mets and Nationals were rained out. The White Sox were defeated in Detroit by the Tigers 6-1. The Phillies were defeated in Atlanta 6-2. The D-backs were defeated in the Twin Cities 2-1. The Brewers shut out the Reds in Cincinnati 5-zip. The Angels defeated the Athletics in Oakland 5-4. What kind of season's been for the Athletics? The Phillies 2-1 over the Marlins in Florida. They'll want to be there in a few months. The Royals of Kansas City were defeated in Cleveland 6-4. The Cubs won one in Wrigley Field, defeating the Cardinals 3-1. I believe this was the last game in Wrigley Field this year. The Blue Jays shut out the Mariners in Toronto 5-zip. The Rockies were defeated by the Padres in San Diego. The Rays were destroyed in Fenway Park 11-3. Red Sox over the Rays of Florida. The Rangers were victorious in Arlington, Texas 5-1 over the Astros. Cross-state rivalry going on there. Let me just check one other thing here to see if we can get that particular segment out of Austin, Texas. And it does appear that we're not going to get it. Well, anyway, we'll bring that up on, let's see, where are we here? On Friday Jobber, our The Week vet was. Let's just go to the polling here. We had a PPP poll, I believe, let me just check back here. The PPP poll is out of Arkansas. After we roll around here live, something we don't do, but you won't get it live. It'll be recorded. And let me just go quickly to the PPP poll while I'm waiting on the general polls to move up here. This is a PPP poll. It just says GOP ticket leading. This was on the 22nd of September. Newest poll there, key races. This is Cotton. According to this, he was up 43-38 over Pryor, and asa-Hutchinson the same over Mike Ross. And now this is the debate you'll hear. Mike Ross there. Cotton is leading slightly, 41-39 in their previous poll. Voters aren't in love with him. 40% see him favorably, 41% unfavorably. Pryor continues to have tough approval labels, with 36% giving him good marks and 51% giving him bad marks. So this will turn into a turnout situation here for Mr. Pryor. Cotton has a substantial advantage with independents. 53% to 20 for Pryor. The race is pretty steady with Hutchinson. This is Asa-Hutchinson at 44 to 38. Has little changed since the 43 to 38 in early August. His numbers are 43 and 35, not that great. This is Asa-Hutchinson. Ross 35 and 36. The strong Republican advantage with independents. 48% for Hutchinson, 23% for Ross. President Obama has a 31% approval rating in Arkansas. Matter of race right there. And this was of 1,453 likely voters, and it was taken from the 18th to the 21st, with a margin of error of 2.6. 80% of the interviews were conducted over the phone, with 20% over the internet to respondents who don't have landlines. I don't know if they did mobile phones there at all. And let's go to general poll. I believe there was another poll out in Arkansas. There's always something happening in Arkansas. Well, let's go to the latest polls. These will be from on Wednesday. Will be the latest polls out here that we have. And the president in Gallup is up a little bit. So-called war president at 44%. This is President Obama. And at 46% in Rasmussen. Now, this was out of Arkansas. This is a USA Today Suffolk poll. Has Pryor ahead by 2, Cotton at 43, and Pryor at 42. You can see where the polls are a little bit over the place. PPP in many states does not do that good of a job. In the state of Georgia, Survey USA is there. Has Purdue up by 1 point, 46 to 45 over Michelle Nunn. In the state of New Hampshire, this is New England College, has Jeannie Sheehan up by 7 over Wrongway Brown. And in the state of Georgia, again, they have Dill up by 1. This is Survey USA. Survey USA is up and down in the polls. And another one here out of the state of Florida has Scott up by 2 over Charlie DeTuna Crisp, former governor of Florida, Republican turned Democrat. Another poll by Survey USA has Scott up by 1, all in margin of error. Out of the state of Michigan, Rasmussen, one of the partisan polls, has Snyder ahead by 6. Out of Arkansas, again, this is another poll. Suffolk has Asa-Hutchinson up by 2. That's in the margin of error there. And in the Commonwealth, this is a Mass Incorporated poll. WBUR has our Martha Coley up by 10. I'm a little bit dubious of that. She is up, but not by 10 points, at least in our opinion. And another New England College poll here has Hansel up over Huberson by 10. The PPP poll out of the state of California has Governor Brown up by 21. Out of New York, Como up by 25. That's not been a race in New York. Merkley out in Oregon up by 28. New England College again here has Porter and Genta 45 and 45. Another New England College poll has Kanta up by 11 there. And let's see. Virginia, they have, this is Teuton Christie versus the Monster. Monster by 10. Monster poll, it's all in the state of Virginia. This is Roanoke College. Clinton up by 16, too early for any of these polls. And Ryan, little Paulie Ryan, by 13. That was the Wednesday polls here. We don't really see anything significant other than as a PPP poll out of Alaska has Sullivan ahead by 3. He's been ahead in most polls out of the state of Alaska. And we already gave you the cotton polls, etc. Polls there. So this will do it for us. On to an edited version of the Arkansas gubernatorial debate. The full debate, you can catch it on iHeart, where we'll get the full debate in there. We won't have time here. We'll